and play CFL Fantasy. I am Oldman, shouting at clouds. Sorry for a bit of a late drop on this. Had trouble getting to sleep last night, had to have a bit of a lie-in. Kind of groggy, hopefully I'll still make sense. But let's hop right into this week. Oh, the first game, Winnipeg. BC at Winnipeg. It's a tough one. A lot of people are going to want to pick Nathan, figuring he's Nathan of 2022 again after the last week's second half. I'm not convinced yet. I may be completely out to lunch. He might put up 45 or 50 points and blow away the fantasy this week. But I think it could be a low-scoring game. So I'm kind of staying away from it, mostly other than possibly Brady, because I figure with Strebler in there, Winnipeg's game plan is going to be slow and steady. Control the clock, try and run up a lot of time of possession, and that means a heavy dose of Brady. So I'm liking that. Going on to the Montreal at Ottawa. That one, on the Montreal side, maybe Alexander. He looked good last week, and the Ottawa defense did not look good last week. But that was being cut apart by a very experienced quarterback in Harris. So will Davis Alexander do the same sort of thing? I don't know, but I like the idea, and I would probably team him up with Philpott. Other than that on there, maybe Sneed. On the Ottawa side, if you're going to take a chance with Schultz having a connection with someone, maybe Hardy. And the other one that might be interesting is they're putting Letcher Jr. in at wideout for Montreal. He's going to be cheap, and it might be a good price. Calgary and Toronto. Well, again, is that Calgary team real from last week? VA looked good in the parts of it, and then he threw 3 interceptions, although one was taken off with a penalty, so I don't know. I'm not real confident there, and it looks like maybe Arbuckle again, even if it's the Chad back in. I don't know if I want to go that way. So there may be running backs. Mills I like, and then also Barnes for Calgary if I'm looking for somebody. He did get open thanks to other people drawing coverage last week, so is that chasing points? I don't know. Maybe. And for Toronto, maybe Coxie, I think. Getting onto that Saskatchewan-Hamilton game there, either quarterback could be good. Harris will probably put up good points, but I don't like the way the Riders just can't put their foot on people's throats. So you may end up with another sort of mid-performance when they could have had a big one by just really pushing hard and closing it out. And on the other side, Bo, I don't think that Hamlin's going to win this game, but Bo picks up a lot of yards. That's a soft defense, and he scores some in garbage time, so maybe. As far as receivers go in the game, well, Emelis feels like he's chasing points a bit, and he is quite pricey this week, so maybe. But Lawler didn't get points last week. Maybe they'll actually get a connection up this time, so maybe there. Maybe Myers for Saskatchewan as well. I'm staying away from White until him and Bo get something on the go. And then as far as defenses go, I figure the top pick this week is Montreal. They're playing against a backup quarterback. They take the ball away. I like them. Saskatchewan would be the second choice. They dropped 3 interceptions last week. They got to start catching those. And then from there, it's probably basically Price that we go to. Like I said, my first choice at quarterback, I'm going to look at Alexander and team him up with... Why isn't this working? Okay, so I'm going to look at Alexander and I'm going to team him up with... Let's try this again. Okay, so here we go. Starting at quarterback, I said I would probably look at Alexander and team him up with Philpott. 10K, I think that we'll take that. We'll go to the first of our wide receivers here. I'm guessing Philpott will be somewhere near up there. So that's going to cost me to get that done. Now, I also said running backs. So let's see. I like the idea of Oliveira. Oh, but 15K, okay. And then who do I team him with? Butler's cheaper than Mills, but I like Mills better there. And where is AJ at? AJ's down at 8, but I do like Mills. Let's see how I'm doing now. I've got 23.2 left to go with 3 players, so that's about 7.5 each. So wide receivers, I said that I might also look at Barnes. Let's see where he's at. Easiest way to do that is to go to Calgary here. Okay, and Eagleton Barnes, 6.8. He's in the right range for what I need to spend there. And then who else did I think about that we could possibly do this with? Said Emilus, maybe Lawler. Could go with Coxie too, although, again, if the Chad isn't quarterbacking, I don't like that so much. Let's see what Emilus costs us this week. What the heck? So let's go over here to, where are we? Saskatchewan Roughriders. That's it. Emilus, 11K. That will leave me 5.3 for a defense. So let's look at what the defenses cost. Put that back on all the teams. So I'm considerably below what I would have to spend. In fact, I don't think I can. Oh, I could get Hamilton for that. So perhaps we'll go off of Emilus. He might be a little too pricey for us. So who else might be a good receiver there with it? I have a feeling that if I go back here to, if I go back here to Hamilton and I look at Lawler, I think he's probably going to be up there as well. No, we're looking for flex players. There we go. Yeah, Lawler's up at 10K as well. White, I don't trust. Bell burnt me last week. I wonder where Dante Myers is. Let's look at Saskatchewan on that. I never mentioned him when we were talking about this, but he might be a chance this week. And at 5K, yeah, I'm going to go with Myers. See what we get there, which leaves me 11.5 for the defenses. So open that up to all of them. I can afford any of them. Montreal, Saskatchewan. So let's go with the Montreal defense there. That leaves me a whole 1.9. Is there anywhere I want to upgrade on that? The only one I'm not sure about is Myers. So let's do this. Let's take him out and open these. Yeah, open that up to all the teams again and go back to the flex position. So what do I have left to spend now? 6.9. So let's put this in the price range of 6 to 8. Keyshawn Johnson, but will he be better? I'm not sure. Jones, I don't trust more. Bertrand Houdon was good last week, but if AJ's in, he won't be playing, and he was limited in practice. So we've got Speaker, we've got Barnes, Stearns, Gatoy. Sneed might be a choice, but that's putting an awful lot of eggs in one basket. So the question is, do I go back to Myers or do I go with Johnson, who did get me points last week? I don't know. I have a feeling. I may be in the wrong on this, but I have a feeling about Myers. So I'm going to go back there. We're going to stick with him and hope for the best. So there's my team all locked in. Oh, I have to pick a captain, and we'll have a good game, Davis, because whoops, what did I just do here? All of them. Here we go. Now, where were you, Davis? There we go. Have a good game, Davis, because you are my captain. Saving that, locking it in. Those are my picks. I hope you like them. If you do so, So those are my picks. Done for the week. So there's my picks. As usual, use them at your peril if you decide to. I hope you have a great week of fantasy football. I hope you enjoy what promises to be a good week, maybe a great week of CFL football, and it's going to answer a lot of questions. So remember, before you go subscribe, if you're on podcast, rate us. Have a nice 5-point rating. 5-star rating would be good. If you're on YouTube, leave us a comment. Even if there's things you think that I could do better, I could give you the information in a better format, or I could tell you things that I'm not telling you now, let me know. So that's it for this week. Oldman signing off.